All right. Hey everyone, it's Clinton Douglas. I'm with my man here, King L. We're spending this Friday afternoon to teach you some savvy email marketing tips. When I mean savvy, I mean this guy right here. He does some sexy email marketing. And let me define sexy. It just want to make you reach in your wallet and pull out your credit card and join every time. That's how sexy it is. You know what I'm saying? So my man L here, very famous internet marketer. He's been around the bend for a while. He's been there broke. He's made money, and now he's moving to Costa Rica. So imagine that. So how does he do it? I tell you, it's with the secrets that he has with email seduction and getting people to convert. So I'm gonna pass the mic to him, and I just really want you to open your ear and open your mind, open your heart and your ears to what he has to say today. And we're going to talk to you about email marketing 101, how to get people in your business by way of email marketing, which is very important. Follow-ups. Oh, let me before we start, let me show you something here real quick that I came across. Just a second here. This is very, very important, people. Just a second. Postcards, where you at? Okay. All right. So let me share my screen with you guys, and then we're going to bring my man L on here. All right. So can you guys see this? Okay. So this is very important. So why email marketing 101? Well, let's look at these following statistics. Okay. McGraw-Hill did a study and found out businesses boosted their businesses and boosted their marketing and advertising during recession and grew 275% over the 5 preceding years. However, those in businesses that cut back, if we're still in business, only grew by 19%. Well, how is that possible? Oh, excuse me. How is that possible? 48% of salespeople never followed up with a prospect. Interesting. 25% of salespeople made a second contact and stopped. 12% of people only make 3 contacts and stop. 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Now, 2% of sales are made on a second contact. Interesting. 5% of sales are made on a third contact. 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact, and 80% are all sales are made on the 5th through the 12th contact. So why did I put that up there today? Quite simple. Email marketing. So I'm gonna pass the mic over my man L there.
Hey man, thanks for having me on here today, Clinton. Man, it's always a pleasure to be able to mastermind with you, bro. I always look forward to doing this because I actually do like treating my business like a business and not just like a hobby and lazing around all day. Which I mean, I probably could and not even and still make money. You know what I mean? I'm actually there's I actually got one of my friends, military buddies. As a matter of fact, he's actually getting all in right now as we're speaking. Well, he's getting up to the 15K right now. Simply because of that new top secret thing we were talking about yesterday.
Last night?
Yeah, that new little.
Did you inject him, man?
Yeah, the fuel injection. Yeah, he deactivated his account. I didn't even know this. You know what I mean? And then I told him about it. He's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, dude. This is for real. Just go log in." And then I thought that was the commission email. Just go log in and just buy the Costa Rica and buy the 15K. And you'll get the added bonuses that I got for you. You know what I mean? And if you want to get understanding what those bonuses are, I'm telling you, I might offer it later on before we finish today. I might just give you an inside access to get to it, and then you'll see how why my friend just literally decided to just come in and just put his money where his mouth is because of he sees the value in the return. But anyway, the power behind email marketing that we're gonna talk about today, like Clinton was showing you. One of the big things that I've learned over the years that I've heard a lot, especially when I was branding the marketing, is that the fortune is in the follow up. When you're marketing with anybody, whether it's offline or online, or even in any medium that you're using, the follow up process is probably the most crucial because you got to keep in mind people need the NLT. They need to know, like, and trust you, like the big brands. They need to be able to know that your product is proven, that you have a good system. They got to like it. And they got to trust the fact that you're going to be around whenever they have customer support issues, if they want more of your product, if you're doing special giveaways. And once you stick around and you're in your prospect's face quite a bit, or your customer's face, they're going to literally stick around for years and years and years buying products from you. How do I know this? Because I've got people on my team that got started with me right when I got started with online marketing. And hey, we struggled for about the first 6 months, like I shared with in our previous hangouts, but because they came to know, like, and trust me, and they see what I have to offer. They stuck around through the thick and thin, no matter what was going on, because they understood of the value behind a brand and of You Inc. basically. And You Inc. is something, it's very very powerful. That's actually a book. I would highly recommend you to see if you can find it. It's actually out of print. It's called You Inc. by Burke Hedges. And that's a really powerful book. I'm actually reading it right now. I've got a PDF copy of it, so I might just toss that up I might just send it out to you just as a gift, because I know it's no longer in print. But one of the big things that he talks about in that book is the value of You Inc. Right? He actually shares an example of a taxi driver in New York City. Now, I've never ridden in a taxi in New York, so I can't tell you. I'm just going off the story. Maybe you have, Clinton. You could probably confirm this. But he was saying basically a cab ride in New York is it's an experience. It's almost like you're lucky to get to your destination alive, because it's just kind of a really wild experience. I don't know how true it is, but he was saying this one taxi driver, he took it to a whole another level where he wore a tuxedo to work. His cab was clean; it wasn't smelling all nasty and full of cigarette smoke. He actually offered two different newspapers to the guy that was writing, offered him fruit, offered him his version of music. And what do you think that guy did? He increased the value of You Inc. because he had such a five-star setup for his clients. You know what I mean? Just off that one taxi ride, I think the guy had got like a $20 tip. You know what I mean? So just imagine if he's averaging about 10 to 20 bucks per person. Let's say, I'm not gonna do all the math, but he'll probably double his income just from improving the quality of You Inc. Because what do you think each client that rides in this cab is gonna do? They're gonna do the one thing that advertisers love, the one thing that you're gonna love. The fastest way to advertise, like is by word of mouth, and that's going to spread really fast. And why is that going to spread really fast? Why is this customer base going to grow? Because that client that rode with them, or the clients that ride with them, their friends know them, their friends trust them, and their friends like them. So they're going to take their recommendation, just like they would a movie or a good restaurant, to be able to go out and eat and enjoy that. And it's the same thing in your business. You know what I mean? When you create leads, which is something that's really easy to do, believe it or not. Yes, I was just like you, probably looking at this brand new 12 months ago. I could not generate a lead on the internet. I actually saw a kid that was about 6 or 7 years younger than me. This guy was generating hundreds of leads per day, and I had no clue how this young kid figured this out. And I just couldn't get one stinking lead online without spending like $2,000. But I figured it out, you know what I mean? And I realized how simple it is to get leads. And that's great to get leads, but you want to be able to convert them into customers. How do you do that? Well, you do that by doing a couple of things. You do that by providing value to them. You know what I mean? You do that by not sounding salesy and desperate. You do that by actually getting to know your prospects, because your prospects need to know that you're a real person, right? Let me see if I can share my screen real quick and kind of give you some notes on a few things as I'm talking. Let me see. Come on. Let me see if this works. 1 second. Not sure if it's going to work on my end today. Firefox is not participating. It's not being a good girl. Anyway, it doesn't seem like it's going to work, so I'm just going to keep talking. Hope I can give you enough visuals with my words for you to be able to put this in a perspective. But you want to be able to get your prospects to know, like, and trust you, and the only way to do that is, just like the big advertisers on television do. They're constantly on a little 30 to 60-second commercial in between your favorite TV show, especially during primetime television or at a high-octane sporting event like the NBA Finals. Game 7 was last night. I'm pretty sure a lot of the screw all you Heat fans or whatever. I'm a Spurs fan, rep Tim Duncan. But hats off to the champs. I'm not really a big basketball fan, but hey, it is what it is, and that's because sports are fixed in my opinion. I could be wrong, but anyway, yeah. So you gotta understand, during those big high octane events, look at the Super Bowl commercials or Game 7 last night. Do you know how much it probably costed advertisers to run an advertisement during the commercial breaks? Probably a few $1,000,000. But I'm telling you, the return on what they're gonna get from people seeing the eyeballs that those type of sporting events create, it's in the hundreds of millions. You know what I mean? And when you do that and you start to plant a bug in somebody's mind, you plant that idea, but then by them continually seeing the Walmart blue and the always low prices or whatever, you're going to remember that, so that when you're in your car driving up the street one day, you're going to need a drink or something, and say, oh, let me go to Walmart. And just off that, they literally subliminally just created a new lead and a new customer, because they created that idea in your mind. Now, their marketing is so gangsta, and it's so evilly wicked that they don't even have to follow up with you, because once they get you inside the doors, you're a lead at that point, right? And you're walking through the store. How do they get you to buy? Because they have these big placards with, hey, a red stripe up top that says low prices or something, or price reduction or something, and they'll have like a 3 pack of gum or cereal for like $2. You know what I mean? And you can't beat that, because when you go to your corner store, they're like $4 and $5. Or let's talk about a gallon of milk. You might get a gallon of milk for $3 in there, but at the corner store it's $5. So what do? They talk about the reduced price and the sale, the giveaway, and that's part of the upsell process, right? With Walmart, you get in there. By the time you're shopping, you're pulling all the stuff into your cart. It's $1 here, $2 there. You're just getting all these items that are about $1 to $5. When you get to the register, you got a full buggy, and then what do? They have the all-end close on you. They have all these nice little things at the register that cause you to spend the money that you really didn't anticipate spending, right? So you've got to look at that, and you've got to be able to say, how can I do this exact same thing on the same scale that Walmart does it, without having Walmart's name, their budget? But how can I do that with myself, with my own business, with what I want to create? Well, just like I was last year, I was a question I had: how do I create red hot loyal buyers? Well, it's through means of getting traffic, by getting advertising, right? You can look around and think about a million different ways to do advertising. Myself and I know my partner Clinton, we do what's called solo ads, right? And solo ads is probably by far one of the most proven methods to build any home business, because you're literally just running out a large subscriber-based list. So you can actually get high-end companies that have subscriber lists that are in the millions, hundreds of millions, and actually rent out space on their list to send out to their email subscribers, right? One thing that people do, they check their email 5, 6, 10, 15 times a day. And believe it or not, the one thing that you have, this is the way that you can actually suck your prospect in, just like the way Walmart sucks people in with their low prices, is by your email subject line. You know what I mean? When you're checking your email, look at the emails that you read from day to day, and the emails that actually don't make it to getting open. Like for me, for instance, just about every day, I got my hand over the delete button, because I get hundreds of emails a day. And I have like 2 clean out sessions for emails, and I'm looking at the subject, and I'm looking for something inside the email that's going to grab my attention really fast, because I don't have time to sit and read 100 emails. Nobody does, right? But I'm looking for, there's marketers, and there's certain businesses out there that I know, like, and trust, that I like to get emails from, that I actually will read. And I just look at the name, I look at the subject line, and I skim the email really fast, because I just want to get to what I want to get to and move on. But how do I end up reading one of Clinton's emails when he sends out an email about a mermaid? You know what I mean? How do I actually get sucked into that email and actually read it, then go to the blog page and actually watch this, and then I go and tell my wife about it, then I'm sharing it on Facebook, and then before I know it, I'm doing an article about mermaids, because it's like, this is pretty interesting, it's pretty cool, it's hypnotic almost, right? And that's the art of email seduction, by being able to pull prospects. And I actually don't remember the subject line that you used, but the emails, and believe it or not, some of the high open email rates that I've gotten have been from email with subject lines that just say, "Hey," and I get some ridiculous amount of opens. Now, once you start building a subscriber base through whatever means, you can do free stuff on Facebook, you can do PPC, you can do solo ads, you can do direct mail. There's dozens of ways to be able to get leads, and I'm not going to get into the nuts and bolts about how to get leads. If you want to get more information on that, I highly recommend you to get the 15K formula. There's I think there's like 2 specific, well, there's actually about 4 of them, specific lessons on about getting traffic, about solo ads, about magazine ads, about print media. All that stuff's in there. They go into it in depth, so I don't need to cover any of that stuff. You want to get that information, definitely, there's a link below. Click it. Get started, get those products. I'm telling you, they're worth $100,000 each, because of the information that's in there and what they've generated already. They're actually worth a few million bucks. But anyway, yeah, you've got to understand that grabbing your prospect's attention is probably the fastest way to be able to grasp their attention. Also, think about Facebook and YouTube. As you're on Facebook, especially, and Twitter, and whatever social media sites you use, what are some of the videos and some of the things that are on it that get a lot of views, that get a lot of attention? It's probably some of the most craziest funny videos. Like I was sharing with Clint the other day, this guy filmed a double rainbow at Yosemite Park. It got over 3 million views. You know what I mean? Now, and all he's doing is in the video saying, "Wow, that's cool. It's awesome. It's a double rainbow. Oh man." No, that's all he's saying for like 3.5 minutes, right? But it's such a funny video, because it's like this hippie dude that's doing this, right? and you're gonna sit there and watch it, and you're gonna wonder like, what do you, or that video with that one lady, Sweet Brown. Ain't nobody got time for that. That video went viral on the internet in a matter of days because it was entertaining. It was compelling. People wanted to see that. Another thing that people look at a lot too is negative news. You turn on CNN and people will flock to negative news about a terrorist bombing, about something the president's doing, about something that the government just did, you know, some conspiracy theory about the war on terror, about just some negative, you know, some dad that just went berserk on his kids for posting something on Facebook. It grabs people's attention, and believe it or not, that's one of the fastest ways you can actually take that information, put it in your email, and actually get people to start to look to you for their source of information. And once they start looking to you for their source of information, you can slowly start to drip some sales information in there to them, you know, by creating your own email copy or getting on, you know, one of the top marketers list, one of our lists, and literally just paying attention to the way we construct our emails, the words that we use, you know, and how direct we speak to people, and understand, you know, what, you know, things like white space and what copywriting is from top to bottom, and how you want to actually take advantage of bold and italicized letters and underlines and highlights and all that kind of stuff, how to embed links. And I think probably later on, maybe in our next webinar or something, or, you know, even me and Clinton will probably do some nuts and bolts training on some of that stuff to kind of actually show, you know, how to actually get started doing writing an actual email. Because, as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do that. The next email I write, I'll probably do a screencast, I'll record it, and I'll talk myself through what I'm doing as I'm writing the email, so that I can actually show you how easy it is to be able to create killer copy. A lot of it is literally just thought process. You know what I mean? A lot of it is thinking about yourself as a prospect, and how do I, like, what keeps my attention, what keeps me compelled to read somebody's information. You know, what kind of value do they have? Why do I want to read their information? You know, a lot of times, you know, it helps a lot to let people get to know you a little bit. Let them into your life. Let them know what you're doing in your spare time. Let them know the things that you like to do, because you don't know who's going to relate to you. And then one of the most painful, dreadful mistakes that you don't want to make in your email marketing is not having a clear call to action. You know what I mean? Not showing your prospects exactly what you want them to do, because you have to think about it. When you're at a concert, when you're in the audience, or you're in school or classroom setting or something, or you're in a meeting, when somebody's talking, what's going on in your mind? It's like if you're paying attention, it's a complete whiteboard. You're like an idiot at that moment. You don't know what's going on, but you're sitting there like, okay, okay, and all they're doing is writing the information in your mind's eye, right? Same thing with your prospects. You got to think, hey, my prospects reading this email, they're going to be looking at me as the subject matter expert. I'm going to be the go-to person for my marketing. So what do I need to write in order to keep them engaged? You know what I mean? A great idea is to always include, like, your Facebook account in your signature block. Let people come over to your Facebook account. Let them get to know you over there. They're going to get to hang out with you a whole lot more and get to spend a lot more time with you, because Facebook is such an interactive medium that you can actually be able to build a solid relationship with a lot of your prospects there, and actually be able to get mass participation if there's anything that you're doing. You know what I mean? So I'm going to pass it off there to you, Clinton, let you add some notes and some of your thoughts on that portion of email marketing and so on, bro. Go ahead, man.
All right. Hold on a second. Excuse me, man. Good session there, man. You was running, man. Man, how to come back from that, man. Holy cow, man. I hope you guys are taking notes. Hold on, let me mute this phone over here. Hold on. It's the wife calling, so just a second here. All right. I'll text her in a second. All right. So real quick here. So, man, like I said, Al gave some really good quality notes. You know, here's one thing I want to point out. Content is king, but quality is his queen. Is the queen. So content is king, quality is the queen. Why do I say that? Because, like Elle was saying earlier, you can send out emails all you want, you can send out blog posts all you want, you can do whatever you want, but if it's just junk, people aren't going to pay attention to it, right? Because how does it feel when you read a captivating subject line, then you go read the message, and you're like, man, this blows, you know? And so it's kind of like it's kind of like, you know, when I was dating, when I was getting back into the game, I went through divorce and then came back to the game of dating and stuff. It's like you see a woman from up here, you're like, man, she is hot. And you go out on a date, you're like, oh, Wow, okay, that's not what I was expecting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it happens, whatever, or they send a picture that when they send they put a picture online from 10 years ago, and then you look at it now, like, whoa, you changed a little bit on me, and it's all good, it's all good, so if you're dating right now and you're in the prospect of dating, just make sure you have a current picture, okay? All right, so you don't surprise somebody when you meet them. All right, now, anyways, so you want to make sure quality and you want to make sure you have good content and good quality content, okay? So quality and content. Why? Because like I said, people are gonna identify and read your stuff and side with you one way or another. Here's another thing: tell good stories. People love hearing stories. How many times have your grandparents, parents, anybody, you got somebody, a coworker at work, telling good stories, and you're just like over there just listening for maybe 10, 20 minutes, and you're like, man, that was good. You know what I'm saying? Or a good joke or something like that. Why are jokes so good? Because they have good stories, really good stories. Doesn't that just like get you, like you just listen to you like, man, that was really, really good. So I say that to say this is that make sure you have good content that you're sending out to your people. I was making notes there, man, when you were talking. Email. Did you know email outranks everything when it comes to forms of online marketing and stuff, Facebook, Twitter, and Google PPC and all that stuff, search engine optimization. Did you know email outranks them all as far as the number one form of the highest conversions online is email? Did you know that, L? You didn't know that? I read these forums, and there was a newsletter that came out from a internet publication, a reputable one, and they did a study over it was 2012, and they found out email ranks one for the highest conversions of all online advertising.
Wow.
Conversions. It kills Google PPC, and it kills SEO. Why does it work so well? Well, one thing, when people open up their emails, it's like you're in their world now, okay? And it's personal, and people view it as kind of like going to the mailbox and getting
What
mail,
the hell?
you know? And so email is the best thing that you can do when you're online business. But here's one thing: most people won't tell you. Elle and I will tell you is consistently build your list. Why do we say consistently build your list? Because your list is your gold mine. Well, how do you do that? Well, one of the ways you can do is, like Elle said earlier, you can do solo ads, you can do direct mail, you can do, excuse me, search engine I'm sorry, blog posts that are search engine optimized. What did the blog post do? You get people to your blog post, because they found it in search results, and then you tell them to opt in the page. Okay, you have some good quality content people are searching for. You get them on your list. Let me see what else. We already talked about the follow up. When you follow up with people, yes, you can get sequences, and I'm targeting more people on our teams. And if you're kind of new to marketing and stuff, I can understand that. But if you're a seasoned marketer, you may identify with me. And that is, when you use follow-ups, it's so easy to get a catalog of messages, or this sequence of messages going out to next year. But are they really that good? And do they match your personality, your persona? You know what I'm saying? Like some of these, like some of my people that I work with, my clients and my very good friends, is that they ask me, well, Clinton, I'm looking for some email sequences that I can throw in there and send out when I'm not there. And I tell them all the time, make sure you look at those sequences, because when you look at those sequences, what you may find is that they may not match what you're currently doing in your business. For example, you just got started yesterday. You sent out an email, man, that $40,000 commission check was nice. If you ain't made $40,000, is that applicable to you? No. And is that going to turn people off because they know that you're brand new? You bet. But here's one for you. Hey, I just met this guy. His name is Leonidas, and this guy made $3,000 yesterday using this website. Now, how will people identify? Well, you just met this guy, and he showed you how he made $3,000. And holy crap, let me check out the link that he has, because you just got started and you just met this guy, and he just made $3,000. So you see the difference. Why? Because the emphasis is no longer on you because you're new. Hey, I'm new, but check this guy out. You know what I'm saying? You're passing it and you're deflecting. And but here's what happened is because in affiliate marketing, people gravitate and people want to buy your products and services from stories. Weight Watchers, okay? Weight Watchers is a good one. Hair Club for Men, that's a good one. Tiger Wood and golf. When you see Tiger Wood and golf, do they talk about, like, when they talk about the clubs and stuff? Do they talk about, you know, the shininess of the titanium steel and the alloys and the chemical balance of how that steel was forged? No, heck no. What do they do? In slow motion, whack, and then you see the golf club goes down. It's on the fairway. It's on the green, and it's right there. And then he puts it in. And then that's it. That's the whole commercial right there, right? And then you're like, dang, dude. And then you might see something, you know, such and such clubs or whatever. You're like, dang, I got to get that club. Because why? Because they painted a picture in your mind that if you get that golf club, you're going to be just like Tiger Woods, just like Michael Jordan. For those who, you know, me and Elle are a little aged here. You know, we're in our 30s. And you know what I'm talking about. When we was growing up in the 80s, what happened?
Man, G.I. Joe, Mattel, Tonka trucks.
Yes. Yes. Michael Jordan, all those toys, G.I. Joe and all that stuff. Who did they paint the picture in their mind? You could be just like the guys in the commercial.
The one that used to piss me off the most was the Ninja Turtles with the blimp, and they used to make those commercials look so good. You know the Ninja Turtle action figures?
Yeah. Well, which one though? Which one?
The ones from like the early '90s, man. They had a blimp where they gave you this little gun, and you can actually shoot it off, and it would fly.
Right.
But they failed to mention in the commercial that it was a commercial. It doesn't really work that way. You know what I'm saying? So when I got it, I was pissed off because I'm trying to make the thing fly and it wouldn't fly. And I was like, I'm a kid. I don't know better. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what is this? I broke it because I was mad at that, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know what you're saying. I mean, dude, there's so many things out there I could tell you about, man. Just you get and you're like, what? You know, like I've been eyeballing this radio control helicopter, you know, for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm just figuring, like, which one do I want? Because I've always wanted a radio control helicopter. Oh, do you got one? Which
I was actually about to fly it on the screen, but the control's like way across the room. Yeah, I just got one of these little ones, man.
Oh, right. I'm thinking about getting one of those like XDX90 or something.
Like
it's
those.
Like $200,
I love
man.
those, man.
Yeah. So see, now look, now here's a funny thing. Here's how like-minded people are. I was just mentioning I'm eyeballing a helicopter. This joker got one. You know what I'm saying? That's how like-minded we are. And you know why do I? Let's just go back to why do I want the helicopter? Well, I went on YouTube, watched the video, and I'm just like a kid, like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? That thing going around like, oh, like, man, I gotta get one. So the same thing. Let's bring that back to email. So the same thing. When you write emails, you know, write a story. Here's one that always pulls people in. The old Lost in Redemption. You know, and it's very easy. Like let's say for example, for those who are not in Empower, you got to get this thing called an inner circle. And for those who are in Empower, don't have an inner circle, you have to get it. Why? Because you have a library of stories. So here's how you write your email copy for today. You go listen Inner Circle, you take down a bunch of notes, and you listen to the Lost and Redemption story. Okay? And now, don't get me wrong, you may suck your first time. You may suck your second time. You may suck your third time. But what's going to happen is people are going to see all these email messages. You're getting better at telling stories. Okay? So you go to get in a circle. You pick a topic, whatever, you know, have the whole catalog of stories of these Lost and Redemption people. Okay? You learn the stories, and then you start your email message talking about this story. For example, let me tell you one. So there's this gal who worked at Starbucks, broke, struggling mom. And she just had, you know, just tried everything under the sun to make, you know, a living for her family. Nothing worked. Lo and behold, she comes across this email message that says, get in watch this video and just get in. So she watched this video and she gets in, and just a few months later, now she's making over $5,000 a week. How does that sound? Like, you're like, dang, what do I got to do next? Click the link below this email, or click the link below this video and just get in. Wow. Now, what if you can do that consistently and you get really good, and then you pick up some books like, you know, James Patterson, and you learn his writing style, or Stephen King, or, just Dean Koontz, or any of the published authors out there, and you follow their writing style and you write your stories the same way. Imagine how that can change your income. Okay, I mean, this is just crazy, because here's a point I want to point out to you real quick. So if you want to get to your goals quickly, how can you do it? One of the ways you can do it is have an online business, having people pay you without you being there physically to take their orders, right? That is the fastest way you can do it. Now, online, there are a plethora of companies out there. I mean, you can go to ClickBank, you can go all these different places and find all these products to make, to pay you money, okay? But the downside is you may not know the conversions. Me and my buddy have a system right now in place for those. Like I said, those are people, not in Empower Network. But me and my buddy have a system in place. By you click the link below this video, or if you're watching this on YouTube somewhere, there's a link in there below. You click the link and you put your email address in and you watch the video and you get the system. What does that enable? It enables you to have a system that's going to pay you monthly, and you can make a big income stream from it, and ultimately quit your job. One thing I learned in Timothy Ferriss 4-Hour Work Week: cash flow first, big payday second. Remember those keywords: cash flow first, big payday second. Here's the thing, case in point, right now, every week or every 2 weeks or monthly, depending on how your pay cycle is, you get paid, right? What is that to you? Cash flow. What happens when your check runs out? You get $1,000, from your job, right? And then what happens when the money's gone? You're broke. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's say you have some reserves. Let's say you saved 20%. That's $200. You're in reserves, right? Until your next pay cycle. That sucks. But what if I can show you by clicking the link below this video, and you put your email address in and swiping your card at the end of the video, and you learn how to have infinite amount of paydays every day of the week. Interesting. How would you like that? What sounds better, getting paid every pay period by my job? I got to go work, be in a cubicle, or I got to go fight the battle, for the Army, or got to go, fill in the blank. You know what I'm saying? Or having an income that comes in every day of the week that, that just comes in on autopilot without you being there. I like that one, the latter. Okay? How can you do that? Get the system, and then let's teach you how to write emails. And it's very easy to get leads. Leads is like the easiest thing. Let me tell you, getting leads and getting people on your email is like sneezing. Isn't it that easy, man? Would you agree? Yeah, getting people leads is easy, but the seduction and converting those leads converting those people into cash is very important, because that's what pays the bills. That's what gets you those indefinite amount of paydays. I'm gonna pass the mic back to my man there.
Yeah, man, like you're saying, having multiple streams of income is probably the safest way that you can actually create a surefire a bucket of money without any holes in there. And it's the same thing with turning your leads into customers, because you're not just trying to get one person to join your company. You're trying to get as many as possible. But unlike before, the traditional ways of network marketing, where I can tell you, I had to actually go and physically sit with one person over and over and over and over and over. You could probably do 10 to 15 people at the same time in a room, but the closing ratios, you've got to follow up with each person on the phone. It takes hours and hours and hours of your time, and really, that's really like an $8 an hour job that you're doing. So when you do finally get your commissions, I mean, you probably made like 15 cents an hour for all the work that you put in doing it that old school way, because it's going to take a lot of work for them to know, like, and trust you and feel comfortable getting ready to spend money with you. You know what I mean? Especially if it's money that they had to go and stretch to get. They want to make sure that there's a secure return on it, and nothing can bring more security than creating value for somebody by connecting with them on a daily basis. And email marketing is probably the most powerful way to do that, because you can actually seduce people through email simply by using your words and pictures. You know what I mean? Because people like to have control of their own little world, but they don't love to buy. They don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. They love to come up with their own idea to buy something, and it's always great to be able to be the one to recommend something to them that they're going to need, and be able to have what they need to solve their problem. You know what I mean? Because day by day as you live, the more you live and you learn, you're going to understand that people have problems that they're constantly trying to solve every day, right? Like you were saying with the challenge with work and job with one means of income. You get paid, and then your first challenge is Bill showing up and knocking on your door. He wants his cut, or Uncle Sam's going to take his cut before you even see your money, first off. And then once you do get your money, Bill's going to be lined up for your car payment, for your house payment, for utility bills, for food, for clothes and entertainment. All the stuff's going to be pulling at you. And by the time you finish paying Bill off, you're not going to have much money left over. Usually, most people, they don't have much money left over after Bill's finished with you. And then you're wanting to have to pick up a second job so that you can make ends meet, so that you can actually have some flexibility to have some fun and so on. And that kind of stinks when you have one means of income. So what do most people do? They go out and they get a second job. Beyond that, now what did you just do? You just outsourced more of your time to the highest bidder, and they're saying, hey, your time's only worth anywhere from $5. I've heard people recently working as low as $4 an hour, all the way up to 20 to 30 bucks an hour, which isn't bad on the high end, but the requirements to get there on the high end is one thing, and then your quality to perform for that income is going to be high. They're going to expect a lot of quality from you for that high end income. You know what I mean? As we were talking here so far, we've been on here for about 30 minutes already, and I just made $1,500. You know what I mean? As I was sitting here, so this 30 minutes, I made $1,500. Right? I mean, that's better than any lawyer or doctor is gonna make. And I didn't have to get up. I mean, my hair's all crazy. I'm sitting here with my boy Clinton. I don't have to get up and go stay in the Atlanta traffic, beating the sun. Hell, I don't even have to shower if I want to. That money just came in. You know what I mean? And that came in because of Facebook, because of me connecting with my friend on Facebook, sharing with him the value that he's going to get within this system, and boom, he was able to take advantage of it, put it on his credit card, and he got it, and he got the product, you know what I mean? And that's a result of, that's just one day of income. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Earlier this month, we've been making sales all month long, so I've got more opportunities, and I'm going to make money tomorrow and the next day after that, and it's going to continue till the end of the month. But I get a new opportunity every day to increase my income, because the type of income that we have with the system is residual. The type of lead flow that we have is residual. The emails that I write, that I copy and paste a lot of times too, they will never run out, because just like myself, I come up with stuff every single day. Clinton comes up with stuff every single day. People's list that we're on, they come up with stuff every single day. I read a lot of the emails because I want to get my little rat in my brain thinking about, how do I write a better email? How do I compel people more? How can I get inside the mind of a 7 or 8 figure earner on how they're writing their emails, and be able to include the same type of wording or the layout in my email, so that I can be able to attract more people to open my emails, first off, with a great subject line, but also be able to tell better stories in my emails, to be able to seductively caress people. Like on the Flintstones, when Wilma would be cooking, Fred would be out, with Barney in the yard or something, and the little smoke hand will come out through the window, and they'll pick him up and start caressing his face and pulling him into the kitchen. He'd be flapping his toes and stuff, coming into the kitchen to be able to get dinner. Well, it's the same thing with the income. You know what I mean? With the email, the email is the little hand that's going out the window into over cyberspace to be able to go to your prospect, and it's going to seduce them into, hey, check this out. You need to pay attention to this, because this can change your life. You've got this problem with income shortage because you want to go on a family vacation, or your house is in foreclosure, or you want to get a new car, or you need to repair the roof, or you need to pay for a cancer treatment, or you need to pay for something for your kid in school, or put them through college. You got those challenges that you need to fill, and I'm telling you, by understanding the principles behind email seduction and how to market through email, it's monumental. You know what I mean? My business has changed a lot in the last 6 months, just because I sat down and I understood the principles behind email marketing. And I'll be honest with you, I'm still learning a lot about email marketing. I still study a lot of information from 7 and 8 figure earners, because that's the direction I want to go. And I want to be able to talk to my prospects and my customers the way a multimillionaire talks to their prospects, and to adapt those things. And I think part of the value behind why we're here today is to show you that, to bridge the gap, so to speak, because a lot of times like people like Frank Kern. I never heard about Frank Kern before I came online. You know what I mean? And Frank Kern's been making money on the internet and through direct sales for years and years. And I never heard about Rob Ford until I came online. I never heard about Tracy Walker, Dave Wood, any of those guys until I came on the internet. And they were making money. I'm not talking like a couple grand a month. I'm talking they were making like thousands, 10, 20, 30, $50,000 a month and more, all from email marketing. I know there's a few people right now that are doing upwards of 10,000 a day because of email marketing and because of the value that they provide in their emails and the way their emails are written. And no, you don't need a college degree to write emails. No, you don't have to speak proper English. No, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff in Miss Johnson's English classes. You're not writing to get an A. You're writing to get your income. You know what I mean? And it's real people. Just start writing and sending people emails. Worst case scenario, they're gonna email you back and say, "Hey, this is crap. You know, what is this? What is that?" And they're gonna tell you exactly what they want. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna tell you exactly what you need to improve in your email. If it doesn't make sense, they'll tell you, or they'll unsubscribe. And that's great too. Let them unsubscribe from your email list because you don't want whiners and beggars on there. I'd rather have an email list of 500 people that are buyers versus 50,000 people and I get like 5 buyers on it. You know what I mean? I'd rather have that because I know for a fact that at any given time, 500 buyers coming into this funnel, you're talking probably $500,000 in income, if not more, with the right type of email copy, right? So just keep in mind that email, like Clinton was saying, I didn't know that staggering result that email it trumps everything else. That's crazy to think. I mean, email. You know, who would think email? It's almost like saying letter mail. You know what I mean? Who remembers letter mail when you actually used to actually sit down and write a letter, you know, not type it anymore or send an email? Before, you know, I mean, could you imagine those guys doing it that way 20 years ago when they would actually send letters in the mail? You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Crazy,
When you think
crazy.
about it, it's really crazy. So it's so much easier. Oh, I got a fly in there. What? It's so much easier for you to be able to create. I think I caught him. No, I did.
Mr. Miyagi.
It's so much easier for you to be able to connect and follow up with your prospects, not just 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times, but for a 30-day period, for a 6-month period, for the life that they choose to stay on your list. And if they stay on your list, they're probably watching what you're doing. They're probably looking for value. They're probably looking to get some money together or buy something from you. And you just got to be able to understand that. You just have to keep providing value to them because over time, you never know. People might be looking at something for a while, and then they might just go to their email and be, "Oh man, I remember he was showing me so and so." That's happened to us before, you know what I mean? But like 2 years ago, when we were in our MLM company, my wife actually brought up the idea about online marketing, and you know, she brought somebody to my attention, and I was so focused on MLM, I didn't even entertain it. I didn't even look at it. And at the same time, Dave Wood was emailing my wife about stuff, and this was 2 years ago. This was like pre-Empower Network and all that kind of stuff. And I just was so focused on my MLM and what my upline was teaching me that I just boxed everything out. And then I get started with we get started with Empower. Now looking back 2 years ago, it's like, oh man, why didn't we think to check this out just a little bit? You know what I mean? But and that's a mistake on my end, and that's a lesson that I learned. And I encourage you not to make the same mistake about things because they said, and I can vouch for this because I have done it in the past. They said your mind is like a parachute. It doesn't work unless you open it. And I've jumped out of planes for a living for 10 years, so I can tell you, if you really want your mind to work like parachutes do, have an open mind, empty your cup, and be humble about it. Because I don't care if you've made $1 million in the past in an offline business and you're wanting to shift your business online. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You've got to understand how things work on the internet, and you gotta humble yourself and say, hey, I need to empty my cup and I need to learn what I need to learn so that I can be able to grow my income online. Because with what's going on with technology today, it's so much easier to have business across the globe. I've got team members in Malaysia, in South Africa, in the UK, in the Virgin Islands, in South America. I've got team members all over the US, all over the world, just from email, believe it or not, from email marketing, from following these tips that I'm giving to you, and some advanced email marketing strategies that I know that that you'll get once you're on the inside on our teams and so on. You'll get a whole lot more. I mean, tons of stuff that'll probably would be a little too much for you to swallow right now because it's a lot of information for you to retain. Yes, but the only benefit about this, it pays better than any PhD out there. And you get to earn while you learn. You're not stuck with a ridiculous bill at the end of your education process. You're actually stuck with a pretty fat bank account if you take action and you actually apply the things that you're going to learn inside the system and masterminding with us, because we're committed to helping you increase your lead flow, increase your sales, increase your quality of life. Because we want to go to Jamaica with you. We want to go to the Bahamas with you. We want to go to Bora Bora. We want to travel the beaches of the world. Come down and visit me in Costa Rica and just mastermind and party and hang out and really get to know each other a little more, build successful businesses and really make a huge change. Because I think I like that kind of stuff. I think it's important. I think that you do deserve to be free, and a lot of it starts with just simple principles of understanding the way the paradigm shift of business. 12 months ago I wouldn't have got this. I really wouldn't have been able to understand, and I didn't, because I was so stuck in my own way of seeing things, my own way of doing things. I didn't have an autoresponder. I actually didn't get an autoresponder until sometime in October. I was actually afraid of it because it just looked all crazy and scary, and it just looked like I was going into a spaceship. And I literally avoided it, not knowing that I was hurting my income because I just didn't want to go deal with it. And then I would hear these stories about people that had thousands and 20,000, 40,000, 100,000 subscribers on their list, and I'm sitting there like, I'll never have that. Like, how do you get that? You know what I mean? And now
Yeah.
it's literally, I see how I can get 10, 15, 20,000 new subscribers. Even if I were to lose all my subscribers today, I know I have the knowledge exactly of how to do it. So it wouldn't be a tragic loss because I know how to generate leads. I know how to create cash flow. So I mean, it's really simple process. You know what I mean? And I think that you can benefit a lot by really, paying close attention to this next tip that Clinton's about to share with you, because I know he's about to drop something solid, 24 karat gold. You know what I mean? So go ahead, bro. Add some of your knowledge to that, man.
Man, thank you, man. Let me grab a cup of water here, but I'll talk while I'm walking here. You just think, man. You have to think. You were just talking about part-time income, and with part-time income, excuse me, we, you have these jobs, and the old adage is get a part-time income to make the extra money, do what you want to do. Okay, now what do most part-time jobs pay? What, $10 an hour, maybe? I don't even know. What's minimum wage? $7 an hour now, or something like that?
I know some places it's $4.
$4. $4 for minimum wage?
Yeah.
Boring. Okay. All right. So let's just say $10. We'll give people a raise. Holy cow. $10, 20 hours is $200. Okay. Now, I'm gonna show you guys a tool here. Hold on. I gotta go do something real quick. I gotta go find it first on Google, and then I'm gonna do a screen share. Hold on. Cause I have this account I use to pay myself in payroll. Any business. The smart thing is pay yourself with a payroll, right? So you can pay Uncle Sam and stuff like that. Rich Dad Poor Dad talks about that. You become an employee of your corporation to save on taxes. So here's what I'm gonna do. Wait a minute, that's not the right thing. I'm gonna share my screen here. So let's just hit some real. Where we at? Where'd you go? Come on. Okay, there we go. Can you let me know? Can you see my screen? I can't hear if you got the mic on, man. Or you don't have the mic on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen clearly?
Yeah, good. You can make it a little bigger because it's kind of fine.
That bigger for everyone?
Yeah, that's great. That's perfect.
Okay.
Whatever you just did, that's great.
All right. So I'm gonna do an illustration here. Let's just do an illustration. All right. Now, $200. What 10 hours is 10 times 20 is $200 times 4. So $800 for the month. So we're gonna say $800 here. $800. That's so pathetic. But anyways, holy cow.
I just did that in 30 minutes without even doing anything, man.
Right. Let's say $800 a month. Let's say for the benefit of the doubt you're married, you take one deduction. Okay. Now, and we're not gonna do anything else. We're just gonna click calculate. Okay. This is the method I use. Like I said, I use this for my own payroll to figure out. But it's cool now that this company I use, they do a pretty good job. All right. So here's the deal. You're going to get this, $711 after taxes, which is not bad, right? $711. And look how long it's going to take you, an entire month to make that. It's going to take you an entire month after taxes to take home $711. Okay? Now, let's take an example of L. L just made $1,500 in 30 minutes, which blows that away, right? Now, I'm not an accountant. I'm not any way, shape, or form a financial consultant. But I can tell you this. With that $1,500 L just made, right, here's the things that he can do. He can take that $1,500 pre-tax money and go on a trip anywhere in the world and blog there for one day and write that whole trip off. So essentially, he gets the whole $1,500 for free
Up front, yeah.
up front for free. Okay, and the expenses are paid because why? He goes there to blog, he writes pictures about it, he tells about it, and he makes money. $1,500, 30 minutes, L made during our chat. You can go get a part-time job, $10 an hour, work, for an entire month and make $800. What would you prefer? $1,500 and then fly tomorrow somewhere else, wherever you want to. If you want, it's up to you. $1,500 and then fly anywhere in the world the next day and go do the same thing, recreate the same event. Let me ask you a question. Which would people prefer if you wrote that in your email copy? Man, I just worked, God knows how many hours and I made $800 as much, at Walmart. Or, dude, I was watching this thing and this dude made $1,500. You got to check this out. What would people prefer? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, isn't it? It's just mind-boggling to think, what we can do for part-time money. I would say this. Get in by clicking the link below this video, doing what the video says, whipping out your credit card, and just get it in. There's 2 requirements. You're going to need to pay the $25 to get the system, and you're going to need to pay like $19 and some change for the merchant account. You can't have the merchant account. You can't make any money without the merchant account. Very important, okay? But anyways, the important factor is this. If you learn what we talked about, if you apply, you should have already learned a lot. If you apply what we talked about in this video alone today, your new part-time job can exceed your full-time income. Can I guarantee it? No, because you might not even apply anything we say. You might just totally quit. Uh-oh, what? What?
Well, we probably could give them a guarantee, but we don't know what kind of action they're gonna take.
That's right. We got some secrets. We got some giveaways we're doing, okay? Yeah. Now, but we want serious people, though. You know what I'm saying? We want serious people, and those serious people must be willing to invest in themselves and want something better. They must have the eye of the tiger. You must know what you want. The end must be in mind. L is over there brewing. He got some good stuff, and I know what he has. We was in cahoots with some stuff last night. It was just mind blowing. We was late last night watching this thing, and we found. I mean, guys, when you're in business, here's the thing. Let me point out to you. Bill Gates, Xbox, are about to launch the Xbox One very soon here. Okay? Now, will Bill Gates, you can answer the following questions. Will Bill Gates put any ads on Facebook? Will Bill Gates write any TV commercial? Will Bill Gates be at Walmart to sell you the product?
Of course not.
If the question or the answer to those questions was no, then let me say you this. In our system, we do neither of those either. We don't have to. Okay? And you're like, wait a minute. So what do you guys do? Well, we're CEOs of our corporation. That's what we are, and we operate. We like doing stuff like this. Now, where do you see CEOs at? Usually, you usually see them on TV, right? And you usually see them what? On Fox News, CNN. Yeah. What are they talking about? Their business. Yeah. And then they get off and they go do whatever they want to do, right? They get off the show, okay, and go do whatever they do. Okay? So this is us. We're CEOs. We talk. This is our live broadcast. We talk to you. We tell you some good stuff. We give you some good tips, and then we go back to our business and operate. Pretty cool business, huh? Let's let you be the CEO, man. You want to wrap closing thoughts, L?
Yeah, man. I'm just pumped up about this move to Costa Rica, man. I'm getting more excited as the days draw on. It's amazing just to see how things can really explode in a short period of time, especially with the system, man. I can't wait to get to Denver to link up with all of everybody's gonna be there to mastermind at that event. I can't wait to see the results of this contest, man, and what's gonna happen over the next 6 to 12 months, because we're literally gonna create six-figure earners. We're gonna create them. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Yeah.
Folks, it's not a matter of if, you know what I mean? It's a matter of how much, how fast, how soon, and when. When do you want to do it? How much do you want to make it? And how fast do you want to make it in? You know what I mean? I'm telling you, I've got 30 proven ways that I can share with you Matter of fact, yeah, I might just share that with you. If you take advantage and get started with us right now, I'm actually doing a giveaway that expires at midnight tonight. Where the next 5 people that join my team, they're gonna be able to join for free at the basic level. And I sent this out in the email earlier today. And it expires with today, Friday, June 20 something, June something. I don't know the date. June 21st that expires. So, and then I got some other bonuses that are expiring on Sunday evening. And if you haven't seen them yet, go back and check your email. If you don't see it in your email, check your trash bin. If you tossed it out, if you don't see it in your trash, then this wasn't meant for you. I'm sorry, I'm not repeating it. What those giveaways were. You got to check your email, man. You got to pay attention. And trust me, they're pretty high value giveaways. It's true. We're talking about $3,000 in giveaways. We're talking airfare, coverage to the event, free tickets, traffic. Excuse me, you name it. I'm giving away. So I'm telling you, I want to see you succeed. I want to change your life. We are creating. Keyword: we are creating six-figure income earners right now. We've got some things that are just, we got some stuff that's brewing that's going to really change the game. It's going to change the way how people actually live their lives. And I'm telling you, if you're serious, you're going to get all in. And by you getting all in, we'll know that you're serious and you deserve to have what we can actually give you inside access to in a world that if you knew what we knew right now, man, if you knew what we knew right now, it's kind of like, you know what Christmas looks like already, Clinton?
Nah, man, tell me,
You know
man.
what man, this is what Christmas looks like, bro. I'm gonna actually get all the kids together for Christmas. I'm gonna take them take them on a 7 day cruise to Disney cruise, and I'm probably taking them to Disney World for 7 days, man. So
Nice.
it's gonna be magical, bro. I'm gonna fly out from Costa Rica just to make that happen, and the whole thing's gonna be documented. So guess what's gonna happen to that income? It's gonna be your tax write off.
That's
Damn
right.
skippy about that because I'm gonna be having fun, but fun for me is work. So it's cool to be able to just whip out. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know this. A lot of my videos I shoot, this is the actual camera I use. It's a little $200 Casio camera, man. Gets pretty HD quality images, and this is what I'm gonna be using on that trip. And I'm just sharing that with you because I'm telling you, it's mind blowing the way how this stuff works. You know what I mean? When you have that ace in your back pocket that you know will definitely trump everything else, it's a great feeling to know that you can literally help somebody out and actually change their lives and not just blow smoke and actually give them something that they'll actually be able to grow from. So that's all I'm going to share with you, man. We're going to be in Denver next month. I know, Clinton, you're having a baby coming up, so man, I'm excited for you with that, bro, and I'm gonna be fired up, man. So either way, click the link below, get all in. There's some special gifts for you once you get all in. That's expiring tonight and Sunday, so definitely get all in, and I'll see you on the inside, man. I'll see you on the other side.
Absolutely, man. Bye bye, everyone. Just click the link below this video, and we'll see you on the other side. Peace out.